Okay, good morning, everyone. We're just going to give it another minute or two and wait for some more folks to join. Hope everyone's having a good morning. Early on the West Coast, 8 a.m. Thank you, Justin. Starting the chat. Okay, we're up at 260 folks. Give it another minute. Hey there, Michael from Boston. Good to see your name there. Where's Tupac? Tupac is my Maine Coon cat, for those of you who don't know. He's not in here because he's distracting sometimes when I do these things. So he's out roaming around the house. Happy Wednesday. Okay, we're up over 300. Good morning, Kristen. Karen from Chicago. Hey, Joe. Bernadette, good to see your name. Okay, Alan, Paul. Okay, all right. We will kind of steadying out here, 340 or so people. We'll get started. Okay, thank you again for taking time to join us today. I'd like to welcome you to our first official town hall as One Ethos. We have a pretty packed agenda today. There's been a lot going on in the last few weeks. I want to give you a deeper dive into what that means for us specifically. So we had a couple of town halls 2 weeks ago where we first announced some of the changes, but that was limited to the support center, medical directors, and hospital directors. And today we also have some doctors. We've got some hospital team members on the call. So I want to make sure that we hit some of those highlights from the calls a couple of weeks ago. I also realize there's probably some folks that couldn't make those calls. And then at the end of the call, we'll have some time for questions, but just please know this is just the beginning of our conversation. We have another town hall in 6 weeks, and we'll have some more written communications in the interim in order to keep you informed. So we go to the next, there we go. Okay, so again, quick recap. We used to be one NVA organization that shared support center resources to help support our hospitals. And now the organizational designs are complete. We have 2 distinct businesses. That's Ethos Veterinary Health and NVA General Practice. All of you are part of Ethos Veterinary Health, which is dedicated to specialty and emergency hospitals and their distinct needs. And so this includes our Ethos leadership team, which you're going to hear more from later, and as well as the dedicated support center team that will provide more focused and specialized support to our hospitals. And then we also announced the new corporate headquarters for both businesses. That's going to be in Austin, Texas. And that's going to be put in place over the next 18 months. And just want to make it clear that no one is going to be asked to relocate with this change. The new headquarters is just simply to provide a more central home base to meet and collaborate as needed. So let me turn to the reasons behind these changes and why I believe they set Ethos up for a stronger future. And so here you see the logos for the 4 major hospital families that have come together over the past 2.5 or so years. And this is along with the 20 or so individual hospitals that joined what was NVA Compassion First in 2021 to form our current family of 145 hospitals. And so with the combining of these 4 legacy companies, we faced many challenges, from conflicting tools and systems to differing processes and ways of working. And these challenges have really made sharing knowledge and best practices super difficult. And sometimes it's just been borderline impossible to get stuff done or get an answer to your questions. And so I'm excited to start a new business where together, through collaboration and partnership, we can provide world-class medicine and, to steal a line from our specialty advisory board, lead the evolution of veterinary medicine. So the structure we're announcing today unifies us under one Ethos team. And at the same time, we have a strong foundation to build our future and continue to adapt. And that foundation is the 4 hospital communities that you see here. And it's a huge part of our DNA and who we will become. I'm excited to give you a glimpse into the foundation of the new Ethos Veterinary Health. And while the words on this page may feel new, the spirit, the intent, the aspirations come from the collection of work, the passion, the communities that make us uniquely us. And so the top section is who we are. And I want to call out just a few specific words here: innovation, world-class medicine, unique community, locally operated, dedication, compassion, time of greatest needs. And so hopefully these words resonate with you. And the goal is not to replace the values in the hospitals, but as we look across our community of hospitals, these are commonly found. And then looking below, our purpose, it extends throughout our organization, from our Ethos leadership teams to the support functions to the hospital teams who are impacting the lives of patients and families in their times of most need. So the word enrich has been used by us before many, many times, and really helps characterize what we do for the lives of our patients, our clients, our referring vets, and our team members. And then our vision. Where are we headed? What is the impact that we want to leave on the world in the veterinary profession, in the communities that we serve? Our vision is a simple statement, but a profound aspiration that continues to inspire me: revolutionize veterinary medicine. And I talked a couple of weeks ago, we're not really trying to just leave the profession in a little better place than we found it. We really want to revolutionize it. And that's from the medicine that is practiced to our client service, to the experiences that all of our employees have each and every day. And we want to hold ourselves accountable for doing this. And then our mission, which we will continue to inspire hope through unparalleled care. Our business is fundamentally unique because our patients come to us in the most dire situations, in times of greatest need, and certainly in moments of high emotion. And our mission in those moments is to bring hope to the families and their pets through our transformative care and compassion. And care is not just for our patients, it's for our clients, it's for our referring vets, it's for our communities and each other, it's for our teams. And over time, we're going to build on these and further develop our strategy and cultural behaviors. And I'm really, really looking forward to building this new company together. So we've also created the following team behaviors on the next slide that will guide our actions. And these core values will shape our company's culture, determining how we work together towards shared goals. So trust, respect, integrity, accountability, continuous improvement, innovation, and mission-driven. This is how we're going to show up, and this is how you should expect to see us as we serve our hospitals. And so the last thing I want to go over before I turn it over to the team is some of our strategic pillars that we've developed to help guide our planning and decision-making as we move forward. So the first one is attract and retain veterinary healthcare teams. At the end of the day, this is a people business. We must find and retain the absolute best people. The second pillar is advanced medicine. So we're going to lead the advancement of cutting-edge medicine by investing in best-in-class tools and resources, including equipment, clinical trials, our specialty advisory board, and the Medical Directors Advancement Council, as well as VetBloom and Ethos Discovery. And Stacy will go through some of these things in the slides to come. Third is to be the partner of choice. So our best-in-class referral management program is going to help us build and maintain key referral relationships, which is in turn going to help establish Ethos as the referral partner of choice for referring veterinarians in each of our hospitals. Fourth is leverage community. So what does that mean? We're going to make the best use of our size to consolidate vendor spending, all the stuff that we buy for our hospitals. It's going to help us negotiate improved contracts and lease terms, and improve labor management costs by deploying Surety and Dayforce. And many of you already have that in your hospitals. We're going to have everyone on that by the end of the year. And our final pillar is to expand reach and accessibility of patient care. So we're going to continue to invest in our hospital capacity expansions, our renovations, our relocations, and de novos, as well as pursue key acquisition opportunities to ensure broad access to high quality care for all pet owners. So the possibilities are endless. I cannot wait to see what we can accomplish together. So as I mentioned earlier, we've established a stellar Ethos leadership team. You can see them here. And I've asked each of them to introduce themselves and share some details about their functions, their functions. So they're going to move quickly through this. Apologize for that. It may feel like we're just scratching the surface, but we want to hear from you after this town hall. We want to hear which departments that you would like to hear more about. And we're going to give you some information on how to do that at the end. And that's going to really help us focus our attention on getting you the information that you need. So I'll stop talking and I'm going to turn it over to our field operations leadership team first. So I'm going to turn it over to Donna and Tyler. Trey is caught in flight, maybe hearing us, can't speak. Hopefully he's got internet access and can hear us anyways. Hi, Trey. But Donna and Tyler are going to take it away from here. Thanks.
Thanks, Ryan. And it's really great to be with all of you today. I'm Donna Straczynski and I support the Central Region. I've been with the organization for just over a year now, and I came from human health, and I can't really say enough about what it's meant for me to join this organization. Best decision that I ever made in my entire career. I live outside of Chicago with my husband, Joe, and our dogs, Daphne and Rory. We have 3 grown daughters and some grandchildren that keep us really busy. And I spent a lot of time in softball fields and watching sports with them. I do want to introduce Trey on his behalf today since he's stuck in the air. And again, like you said, Ryan, he might be listening, so I'll be super careful, make sure I'm very accurate. So Trey has been with the organization for 6 years now and leads the East team. He's seen quite the evolution of this organization over those 6 years. He lives in Knoxville, Tennessee with his wife, Candace, and his son, Connor, who's a great Harry Potter fan. He recently lost his beloved dog, and they're really looking forward to being pet owners again. He's very excited to be part of this team as well. I know he loves working with the East region. And with that, I'll turn it over to Tyler.
Yeah, hi, good morning, everyone. So I'm Tyler Narveson. I've been with NBA and Ethos for 4 years now, supporting the West. So I live in Minneapolis, Minnesota with my wife, 2 kids. There's just one in the picture because our second is only 1 month old. So couldn't squeeze him in yet, but and dogs Lola and Millie. And in my spare time, enjoy traveling, spending time with family and friends, and going to the cabin. So we'll move very quickly. We just have one quick slide for field ops here. And it's largely, one question we're getting asked is, is field ops changing in the new model? And the short answer you'll see very clear here is no changes in our model or scope. We're very excited to continue, to support growth, high quality medicine, innovation, culture, and operational excellence, and be your partners, with hospital leadership teams. And we're also quite excited, to see the expanded scope and capabilities of the additional teams that you're going to learn here shortly. So really nothing is changing for field ops. We're excited and really looking forward to the future here to partner with our counterparts who are going to speak in more depth. So now we'll move on and pass it along to Stacy Burdick to speak about medical leadership.
Thanks, Tyler. Hi, everybody. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Dr. Stacy Burdick, and I'm the Chief Medical Officer at Ethos, supporting our medical leadership team. I currently live in Watchung, New Jersey with my husband, Bradley, 4.5-year-old daughter, Josephine, our saltwater fish, Oho, Pop-Tart, Charlotte, and Pout Pout, the best dog in the world, Norman, and 2 geriatric kitties, Gobbler, who I adopted while in my internship and is around 15, and Cameron, who I adopted when I was a technician and just turned 20 years old this June. Thank you very much to Drs. Berger and Turner for taking such great care of him if you're on. For those of you who had heard me talk before, yes, I am still living in my in-laws in renovation limbo, hoping for a move-in date before Thanksgiving. Please cross your fingers. I have served in almost every role in a veterinary setting throughout my career, starting as a teenager cleaning cages and walking dogs at a shelter, to being the sole technician in a 1-doctor general practice, which means I pretty much did everything, to serving as a tech in a large GP and ER hospital in California, and then going to veterinary school, completing internship, residency in internal medicine, fellowship in interventional radiology and endoscopy, and then starting as a staff doctor and moving into leadership roles, supporting medicine and operations at Red Bank Veterinary Hospital in Tinton Falls. Prior to starting my current role, which thus far has been an incredibly humbling, challenging, and rewarding journey with an incredible team. Today, I'm thrilled to talk to you about some exciting additions to our medical leadership team that occurred as a result of the restructure of Ethos. As you may remember, when looking to create the roles in our team, we first looked to the 3 areas of focus on the slide to determine what resources we felt were most important to provide to our hospitals. You have seen these focus areas before, so I won't go into detail, but at a high level, we want to be a data and science-focused team, creating resources to provide best outcomes for our patients and their families. We are beginning this journey through creating medical SOPs, patient safety reporting, peer review processes, and focusing on clinical trials and innovation. Second, we feel that it is our responsibility to contribute to the sustainability of the profession we love by driving positive change at the industry level, through promoting mental health and well-being, and by increasing team engagement through ensuring our teams are working at the top of their licenses. Lastly, we want to ensure all of our team members have access to the tools, resources, and training for development within Ethos, ensuring there are opportunities for clinical and professional growth and transparent career pathing for everyone. As many of you know from previous town halls, we've already started building an incredible team to deliver on these resources. The team we previously discussed includes the medical operations team led by Dr. Lauren Boyd, the Director of Medical Excellence role held by Dr. Kristen Frank, the Director of Science Consultancy held by Dr. Sam Stewart, and the SAV led by Dr. Rachel Halpin. Today, I'm going to spend this time focusing on 2 new additions to our team. The first is the creation of a clinical learning and development team led by Dr. Pat Welch. Dr. Welch has an extensive history of leading clinical L&D within Legacy Ethos and as the CEO of Veterinary, which is a role he will continue to maintain. Over the past year, Pat, Caitlin, and I have pulled from previous experiences and looked at what was currently being offered in our hospitals today in order to develop this new team. In most companies, L&D sits under the HR team, which is where it was within NBA. We felt that for Ethos, there were significant benefits to splitting our L&D teams into clinical and non-clinical teams. This would allow the clinical L&D team to be tied very closely with the medical leadership team and VetBloom, and the non-clinical L&D team to be tied very closely with HR, ensuring that those teams have the support needed for their success. By having house officer development and support, ER mentorship programs, technician and assistant formal training programs, CSR support, VetBloom, and key L&D infrastructure roles all within clinical L&D and under the same roof as the medical team, we will be able to share resources, increase collaboration, and have a united vision. By partnering clinical and non-clinical L&D, we will ensure access to outstanding tools, resources, and training necessary to benefit our entire veterinary healthcare team, from CSRs to assistants to techs and doctors in all stages of their career. I could not be more excited to see what Pat and the Ethos clinical L&D team accomplish in the future. The second role is a role I am incredibly proud to announce. We are currently in the process of recruiting for a director of nursing to become a part of our medical leadership team, representing our largest constituent of team members, serving as a thought partner to our functional teams, working alongside our operations teams, helping to promote well-being and industry initiatives from a nursing perspective, promoting learning and development, and of course, advocating for nursing clinical excellence. This role is absolutely vital to our success. I hope you are as excited and proud to be a part of a team who recognizes the need for a role like this as I am. So far, we have some amazing applicants, and I'm hoping to have the role filled by the end of this month, so stay tuned for announcements. As you can see, there's a lot of really exciting changes happening. Please give us a little bit of latitude while we get our feet under us. We promise to keep you all updated of all the changes and plans going forward, and as always, welcome your feedback about what we're working on. And now I will hand it over to Tyler.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Burdick, and good morning to everybody. My name is Tyler Stroop, and I lead our now expanded business operations organization, which I'm excited to share with you in more detail in a minute or two here. First, a bit about me. I live in Oak Park, California, which is in Southern California. It's about halfway between Los Angeles and Santa Barbara, with my wife, Pam, 2 sons, Nathan and Cody, and yes, 5 dogs, 4 Chihuahua somethings, and a pit boxer. I wanted to include them in the family portrait, but as you can imagine, getting them all in one photo is near impossible. It's kind of like the Spice Girls. As you can see, I joined NVA back in 2007 when we had about 70 GP hospitals and we were just finding our way. So I've had the privilege of watching the organization grow and evolve over the last 16 years, and in many cases getting things right, and in other cases getting things wrong, but learning a lot along the way. So in some ways, the establishment of Ethos as a standalone business presents an opportunity for us to revisit those early beginnings and learnings and decide what we want to be and how we're going to do it better, which is what really excites me, because at the same time, we aren't starting from scratch by any means. We have incredible hospitals and care teams, a fantastic support center committed to supporting our hospitals, and a clear vision for who we are and where we want to go. So as to my why, this company and industry for 16 years now has represented the intersection of my personal love of animals and the professional challenge and reward of supporting all of you to deliver the best patient care and customer experience in your communities. And I just simply can't imagine a world where animals aren't a part of my family. And the role that all of you play in helping and inspiring hope in families like mine when our pets need care the most drives me every day, and is something that I look to instill in the teams that I support. So I am thrilled. Let's stay back on the other slide. Sorry. I'm thrilled to be supporting the three functions that right side of this slide. And while they each have distinct purposes and responsibilities, they're united by the goal of ensuring that you have the right tools and resources to deliver best medicine and make informed decisions. So first, I will continue to support the business operations function that, as part of the redesign, will have two distinct sub-functions. One, the traditional biz ops team led by Christy Cotter, focused on partnering with hospitals and our support teams to take a data-driven approach to identifying and building new and innovative initiatives and tools to support growth and operational efficiency. And the second sub-function, a formal project management office, or PMO is the acronym you'll hear, led by Jason Baird, to support the project management needs of the organization, a capability that we're really excited to be bringing over from the legacy Ethos organization moving forward. Second, the procurement and supply chain team, that's a bit of a renaming. This is the result of combining two enterprise functions that you probably know of as category management and indirect procurement. So category management is really the goods and products you sell to your clients, such as pharmaceuticals and diagnostics. And indirect procurement is the goods and services that you use in your hospital. So medical equipment, care credit for financing, office supplies. The one-liner you see here is sort of the core responsibility or objective of the team. But in addition to that, there's help with CE and vendor sponsorship, analytics and insights to support purchasing decisions, and provide inventory planning and management best practices. So there's a ton of opportunity there to continue to support your needs in your hospitals. And last but not least, the data and analytics team, which is led by Bernadette McCoy. Many of you are users of the PAW, or Personalized Analytics Workspace, and this team has developed that in Power BI, and it provides access to a myriad of reporting, including visit trends, referral activity, online reputation management, and financial reporting. But we're just scratching the surface of what is possible when it comes to our data, and we're excited to work with all of you to really revolutionize how we use information and make better decisions going forward. So on the next slide, there we go. Here's what you can expect and what we're excited about moving forward, going to, back through the three functions that I'll primarily be supporting. For BizOps, as mentioned, the formation of the two sub-functions will really allow us to increase focus on the two different sub-functions that I described. So sort of innovations and solutions being brought to the hospitals faster. And then the PMO will really mature our project management capabilities as an organization and drive consistent tools and processes for all of our projects. A tremendous amount of opportunity in procurement and supply chain. So the new structure will result in a team and strategy that is 100% focused on the needs of our specialty and emergency hospitals and support teams. And as the largest community dedicated to just specialty and emergency, which we are now as Ethos, we have the ability to leverage that scale, not only to achieve great pricing, but also to be that community that vendors want to work with, learn from, and so I really believe that within this lane, we have an opportunity to really lead and impact the industry with our vendor partners, not just the hospitals within our community. We also want to take a much more active role in procurement and supply chain and being a true partner to each of our hospitals. So the work doesn't stop with the negotiation of the contract. We need to be ensuring that you're all aware of the opportunities that exist for you to reduce your costs and unlock more value through your purchasing decisions. And we want to be a consultative partner in helping you make those decisions. And for data and analytics, I put a little header there: data becoming information, becoming knowledge. That's kind of the mantra that I think we want to really be focused on moving forward. We have so much data, but not enough information. Knowledge. Data is numbers and letters. Knowledge is the information that provides insights, helps us make predictions, and ultimately drive change. So we're really excited to partner with our hospital and support center teams to understand what information you need and how we can help deliver unique insights and guide better outcomes and build upon the incredible foundation that Bernadette and her team already have in place. There's a data transformation project underway, which is that top right bullet, which is going to really help us expand access to the data we have, not only within our practice management software, but also from other data sources that are a part of the broader transformation, including human resources data from Ceridian, financial data from Oracle. So many, many possibilities for our future. So my ask of this group is twofold. Tell us how we can do better. Your feedback ensures that we're focused on the right opportunities to help provide better care in your hospitals. To have some patience as we restructure the teams to find ways of working and chart the path forward. I'm confident and energized by the continued impact that the teams will make, and look forward to working with all of you going forward. So thanks so much for the time today, and look forward to working with you all in the future. With that, I will pass it to Brandon Linton.
All right. Thanks, Tyler. Good morning, everyone. My name is Brandon, and I've been at NBA, now Ethos, for a year and a half, during which time I've been fortunate to meet many of you at various events or out in the hospital teams. I live with my wife and 2 young boys in San Diego, where we moved in 2020. And before that, I spent most of my life on the East Coast and overseas. Before joining Ethos, I served in the Marine Corps, where I led supply and logistics teams supporting medical equipment, aviation, and expeditionary forces in Asia. And after grad school, I spent 7 years as a consultant leading project teams at major retail and consumer goods companies, and 7 years at Marriott leading global teams in quality, data analytics, workforce management, and customer experience in support of 7,000 hotels. But I'm super glad to be part of this team now. The team at Ethos is phenomenal. I love working with everyone every day when I show up. And I also love the mission that we have. With the new organization that's going into place, I have the honor of directly supporting 4 teams that in turn support the growth and innovation at our Ethos hospitals. So first, we've got talent acquisition, also known as recruiting. And this team, led by Chris Wilkins and Melanie Piasotto, seeks out the best talent for our hospitals and support center and supports the offer and hiring process. Many of them are hard at work right now, getting set up at IVEX so that they can build relationships with candidates and talk about our hospitals and medical and leadership programs. Second, marketing, led by Brian Berman. This team tells the story about the great work all of you do every day to pet parents, referring doctors, potential employees, and other industry stakeholders. This helps our hospitals get more pet visits, as well as excellent job applicants. Some of the marketing teams also at IVEX right now. And they also support internal communications with our intranet site, content about our medical programs, and town halls like this one. Third, real estate, led by John Hathaway. When you outgrow your space or it's looking a little too 1980s, they can help find a new location, lead the design and construction process, and support opening of new sites as well. And in addition, they provide great resources to keep our team members safe and our facilities in good repair. Last, but certainly not least, is technology, led by Joe Leggio. This team provides solutions so seamless you don't even notice them. And if it does break, we'll be there to help support you. This includes computers, servers, PACs, telecom, network gear, as well as your PIMS, Microsoft Office, and other tools. We're also there to help support innovation and keep everyone's data secure. So for those of you who are a little bit more familiar with these functions, I want to talk about a few things that are changing as we move forward into having fully dedicated Ethos support teams. So talent acquisition is going to combine some of the best practices from our legacy organizations. On the doctor side, we'll continue to have ER recruiters that are aligned geographically and specialty recruiters dedicated to each specialty. We'll also continue our great house officer programs in partnership with Dr. Gareth Buckley. So things that'll be a little different is that now we'll have dedicated Ethos recruiters, not just for hospital leadership, but also for all of our support center roles as well. We'll also offer deeper support for technician recruiting for the hospitals that want it. And one of the things I'm most excited about is getting more doctor involvement in our campus recruiting efforts for those that are interested. So excited to share more about that soon. Marketing will continue to have an opt-in support model for field marketing, which will be new for our legacy Ethos hospitals. This includes dedicated support for marketing strategy and delivery, including traditional, digital, social media, and events. We'll also continue providing support to hospital team members dedicated to referral marketing, including coaching and access to various tools and reports. Some things that will be new are that we'll now have a dedicated brand, medical, and recruiting marketing team, along with expanded resources to support internal communications. In the past, many of these resources were shared across the broader organization, including our presence at industry events. But now we can focus solely on Ethos. It'll take some time to get everything set up, like more fully Ethos-focused content on GoFetch, our intranet site, but this is something that's a big win for us. The real estate team is going to continue to provide in-house services for lease negotiation, design, construction, new site openings, facilities management services like FAMAS 360, and workplace safety. These services will now be able to get extended to our legacy Ethos hospitals as well. And we ask for your patience as we work to incorporate those legacy Ethos projects into our portfolio, and also as we go through changes with our broader systems and processes that'll impact things like construction project tracking. And finally, technology. This group is, of course, going to continue to provide great service to our hospitals and support center teams. And we're fortunate to have many people from all our legacy organizations as part of the team, so they're able to diagnose and support most of the systems in our hospitals. Over time, we'll continue working to upgrade our hospital's technology to reduce the need for expensive third-party service providers and be able to fix things more quickly. We're also excited about bringing together best practices to look at where we can improve our PIMS, including easyVet central structure. The technology team is also providing support to many key projects over the next year and a half, including giving everyone access to Ethos resources requiring a corporate account, deploying Ceridian and Oracle, and improving our service request process. This is a lot of change, and while there are some great things coming, we always get a round of cheers for no more manual payroll, but we ask for your patience and honest feedback as these things are rolled out. And now I'll hand things over to Caitlin.
Thanks, Brandon. Hey, everybody. Nice to be with y'all this morning, and thanks for the time. For those of you I haven't met, my name is Caitlin Porter. I have been with NVA for just over a year, just past the 1 year mark. And this is my family. Admittedly, the worst family picture probably of the whole group. We do not do family portraits very well. But I live in Flower Mound, Texas, which is just outside Dallas, with my husband, Simon, 2 boys, Charles and Henry. And then Mindy, who is making sure her nose is represented in the family picture. Mindy's our 4-year-old Bernedoodle. So good to meet y'all. I wanted to take a little bit of time to talk about myself, my past, and then what you can all expect from the new Ethos HR function. Like I said, I joined MBA just about a year ago, but before coming to MBA, I spent time as a consultant where I built some talent programs from scratch. I also worked at a healthcare IT startup organization. And then just before coming to MBA, I spent about a decade at PepsiCo and Frito-Lay. And at Frito-Lay, I spent a lot of time in both field and corporate HR functions and HR leadership roles. So I'm excited to bring that with me to MBA. So I wanted to share just a little bit about what you can expect from the new Ethos HR function. And first, I think important to acknowledge that similar to finance, legal, and other support functions, we have different approaches to HR work across the entire organization today. Some I would consider best practices that we need to scale, and some historically have not worked particularly well, and we continue to learn from those. Our model's been evolving the entire time I've been here with NBA, and it's going to continue to evolve. We're not going to flip a switch overnight. But what I think is really exciting is that we're going to bring the best of 4 amazing organizations together to form what I think is going to be a truly unique and special HR team. So first, we have, just to be clear, we'll continue to have compensation, benefits, and technology support that will come out of kind of centralized NBA. And they'll continue to provide the support that we need to kind of function day to day and improve our kind of larger scale processes. The 3 pillars I want to talk about today that are embedded in the Ethos business are community, the HR business partner team, and talent and org management. So let me start with the HR business partners. We believe that the local HR support model is really important. We want our employees and our hospitals and every part of the business to have a single point of contact for the vast majority of your people needs. So our HRBPs don't have all the answers. They don't deliver all the solutions single-handedly, but they will be working side by side with the businesses and hospitals every single day so that they can understand your unique needs and help diagnose your issues. They also know how to navigate the organization, and what they can do is bring together all of the right experts to develop a solution that fits your needs. They're also going to continue to be your day-to-day partners in supporting people challenges, sharpening policy, employee relations, overall compliance. So that's our HR business partnership team. The next team I want to really highlight is the community team. The community team has an incredibly strong presence in the specialty and ER business, always have. And as a new Ethos leadership team, we really wanted to preserve that. So going forward, the community team will be part of the Ethos HR team, but they will be fully dedicated 100% to the Ethos business under Turpin's leadership, which we're really excited about. They'll continue to be what I believe is a differentiator for Ethos in a couple of really specific areas. Programs targeting overall wellness of our employees, but in particular, veterinarians, veterinary healthcare teams, and the broader veterinary profession. I think this is something really special and unique that not every company offers. They're also going to play a key role, as they have in the past, in reinforcing and helping bring the elements of our culture to life. So if you think about onboarding in every part of the business, supporting team dynamics, and then helping us successfully navigate change, which will become more and more common. And so all of those things remain unchanged. Like the HRBPs, though, the community team is going to continue to evolve. So just one example, they'll continue to partner, you heard from Stacy, they'll continue to partner closely with our VetBloom team to build virtual content so that their programs can actually scale with the growth of our organization. So lots of new ways of working, but really excited to have the community team as part of the HR community. And then finally is the talent and organizational management team. And this team is going to help us build programs and tools that support, I think, two key areas: strong leadership and a performance culture, no matter where you sit in the organization. So we need to define what strong performance means based on the work you do. Everyone should understand and feel how their work contributes to the ultimate organizational goals. We also need to have a shared definition of what good leadership looks like at Ethos, and that should be based on what we've said are some of the most important things in our culture, which you heard Ryan speak to in the beginning. And so we should all expect leaders to model that behavior, and that's something that this team is going to help us build, define, and reinforce. So their goal will be to make sure that everybody has what they need to understand expectations, successfully deliver, and be held accountable for results. We want to be a company that rewards our top performers and has a very clear and consistent way to proactively manage when there are performance concerns. So that's where this team will really focus. I think we can flip to the next slide. And so I'll acknowledge we are ambitious. These changes, like I said, are not going to happen overnight. We need to start with the fundamentals, and quite frankly, there are some things we just need to fix. And so we will work with you to prioritize, what we focus on, but we're guided by a couple of key objectives. It's all about the hospitals and the partnerships we have with the hospitals, and are we adding value to every practice? We need to truly understand the problem you're trying to solve and help deliver a seamless solution that doesn't disrupt your day. We need to take some of the pain out of labor and people management. There's inevitably going to be administrative burden out there when you have a people organization. We need to take some of the pain out of that for you. And then defining, expecting, and measuring performance, strong performance across the board. And finally, just making sure that our values and our culture are embedded in all of the tools and the processes and the ways that we work together. So you'll see and hear from your HR team. We want to make sure we prioritize, we hear from you. Ultimately, our promise is to create an experience that inspires great people to join, stay, and grow with Ethos. To be clear, every function is responsible for that. Every leader, every individual, everybody has ownership in that. I view the HR team as the arbiter of that commitment. And I think we have an amazing team to help us with that journey, and we're super excited to partner with you. So good to talk to you all. Thanks for the time, and looking forward to seeing more of you. I think with that, I'm passing it to Meredith.
Thanks, Caitlin. For those of you that I have not had the opportunity to meet yet, my name is Meredith Caggiano, and I am the Chief Financial Officer for Ethos. I was previously the CFO for the Legacy Ethos Group, and I'm just super excited to be able to expand that to all of the hospitals across the Spec ER portfolio, and to meet and work with all of you. A little bit about myself. I live in Boston with my husband and our 3 children, Addie, Connor, and Eden, who just graduated college. We have several animals in our family as well. I have a Newfoundland, a Saint Bernard, and recently added a Corgi puppy to the mix. That goes along with our 3 horses and 2 cats. We just adopted a apparently very well-fed barn cat to the mix. So he's getting familiarized with the rest of the animals. For finance and accounting, we are on a journey that has just kicked off, and we are really excited to be able to focus that journey on Ethos and the Spec ER needs of the business. And the pull to the 2 separate companies, that was kind of step 1 in our journey. And as part of that first step in building a really strong accounting and finance team, we've been able to move over a bunch of resources from MBA to the Ethos umbrella. And so I'm really excited to welcome all of those people officially into the Ethos team. That includes all of the transactional accounting functions. And what that means is how we pay bills, how we pay our people through payroll, how we record all of our financial transactions so that we can report out to the business. All of the folks on those teams have officially come over under the Ethos umbrella so that we'll be able to start focusing on how we create efficiency and standardization and how we do all of those things for you. We still do have some support that's going to be provided by folks that are sitting on the NVA or under the NVA umbrella. And over time, we're going to work to bring those support functions into the mix as well. But again, this is kind of a journey that we're on, and this is step 1 in that is getting all of the resources to be part of the team. We're going to continue to provide what I believe is pretty strong financial planning and analysis support. We've got a great team under Isaac, as well as the Legacy Ethos team and the Legacy Sage teams that are going to continue to support all of the hospitals. And some things that will kind of transition at a later date are more of the technical accounting support areas. And those items will continue to sit in our holdco and over at NVA until a later date so that we can focus our energy and efforts on how we best support all of the Ethos hospitals and starting to create consistency in all of those functions. In order to do that, we've got a ton of projects that we are undertaking that are going to take a significant amount of time. And so we're asking for your patience as we work through these, but also want you to hold us accountable to executing and performing against those. Our goal, and Dan, you can go to the next slide. Our goal is to provide top tier support to all of our hospitals, whether they were previously in the Legacy Ethos umbrella, if they were Sage, NVA, CF. We want all of our hospitals to have a top level of support that we can provide in an effective and an efficient way, and making sure that you feel that you are getting the support that you need in order to operate your businesses effectively. To do that, we are undertaking projects that will give us tools and technology improvements. So we're working with the technology team, some of the folks on Brandon's team to look at how do we deliver those, how can we create processes that are improved, and how do we create things that are not creating additional workloads for the hospitals in order for us to be effective. Our approach is going to include utilizing SMEs in both the accounting and finance world, but also partnering with folks in the field to understand what has been working well for you, where you think there are gaps in our existing support model, and how we can identify best practices that are working across the portfolio and replicate those to all of our hospitals. This will help us create maturity in our finance and accounting processes, but also, again, provide efficiency in how we support each of you. Similar to Caitlin, there's a lot that we have to do, and we're not going to be able to flick a switch and make this happen. So we anticipate this will all occur kind of over the next 6 to 12 months. And so I do ask for your patience, but more importantly, your feedback as we start to work through these projects and you start to see the benefits, hopefully, of what they can do for your hospitals, of what's working and what's not. We are in the early stages of all of this, but I know myself and the rest of the finance and accounting team are really excited and are really looking forward to partnering with all of you as we embark on it, and ultimately create a more sustainable and more effective model to support you all. With that, I'll pass it over to Lisa.
Hello, everybody. I'm Lisa Ottamanelli, your new head of legal. I'm a Southern California native that recently moved with my family to Kansas City. So we're learning how to be Chiefs fans. I've been with NVA for a little over 4 years, and prior to my time at NVA, I'm having video issues. Prior to my time at NVA, I served as an outside general counsel to some healthcare companies. I'm super excited to be building a legal team that's dedicated for the first time to the specialty and emergency business. I think it's fair to say no one really wants to talk to lawyers more than they have to. So our goal is that when you need legal advice, you know where to go and you get the advice that you need quickly. Law can be confusing and not always logical. So if the legal team is doing its job well, all of us will be well informed about inherent legal risks, best practices, and we'll be working in a coordinated way towards our collective goals. As we all get settled in this new org design, we'll be sharing more information and updates. Just to echo what Caitlin, Meredith, and others have said, it'll take some time to figure out, how things need to work and be improved upon. But I do want to mention briefly a couple of projects that we're focused on right now. We're working to improve the employment agreement process for new doctors. We know how important it is to be able to sign up new doctors quickly when you find them. So we'll be partnering with recruiting, field, and medical ops to create a more efficient EA process. We're also building a compliance team, which is a new function for the organization. Not only will this enable the business as a whole to make progress toward our strategic goals, it will also help protect each hospital and the licensed professionals and staff working there so that we're practicing safe and compliant veterinary medicine. Proactively focusing on compliance also helps reduce regulatory fines and litigation that can be so disruptive to hospital operations. My team and I are super excited to work with all of you, and I think now I can turn it back to Ryan to wrap up.
Okay, excellent. Thank you, Lisa. So that was a lot of information. Please don't worry if you didn't catch everything. It's definitely a lot to digest, and just want to let you know the recording is going to be available. If you want to go back, you can review anything, and we promise to continue sharing more as we move forward with this new adventure. Also, I mentioned another town hall coming up. It's on October 12th. And we're going to be also sharing updated org charts and the monthly newsletter, so you can easily access that information that you need. We, as I mentioned, we want to hear from you about which departments or projects you want to hear more information about. And so you can let us know by sending a note to ethosupdates@nva.com. It's right there on the screen. So shoot an email to that address at some point, and that can really help us understand where we needed to go a little bit deeper, where you're more curious about, and we really want to prioritize the information that you're looking for. So this is a turning point for a new Ethos. We truly feel that the best is yet to come. But before we close today, we want to share a short video that we think summarizes our bright future together. And then after that, we'll have a little bit of time for Q&A. So I'll turn it over to Justin to get that video going. Okay, excellent. That was great. Thank you. So I'm going to ask everyone on the leadership team, if you don't mind putting your video back on, and we will turn it over to Justin to shout out some questions, and we can do our best to answer them. So over to you, Justin.
Awesome. Thank you. I have my question asking glasses on, so I'm going to go through the Q&A. Thank you for submitting them. If you have more questions, enter them into the Q&A function at the bottom of your screen. I have a couple for you, Caitlin, some hard HR questions. Will there be a mandate for hospitals that have on-site HR to report to HR VPs? This seems to be relatively standard, but there are some outliers. So curious how this new team will play a role in partnership or oversight of on-site HR managers.
Wow, loaded question to start. It's a really good question, and I don't know that I have a definitive answer yet. I think our priority right now is to really partner as HR, ops, and I'll throw legal. I mean, really all the functions. We have to kind of put this together and figure out what is the best model. What I think is really important, I think we all agree on, is consistency in, who we're hiring, the skill sets that they have, what kind of work they're performing at hospital level, and particularly when that resource is needed. So there's definitely a commitment among this leadership team to do that work together. In terms of, specifics on reporting and all that, I don't know that we've gotten that far yet.
Excellent. Thank you. Question for you, Lisa. For the legal team, is there a legal help option to get international veterinarians to be part of our hospitals?
It's a good question and something that we definitely are going to be exploring. It's something that's come up in the past, and we need to work cross-functionally on all the implications of that and figure out a way forward. But we don't have anything set or established yet. So that's something that you can look for updates in the future on.
Thank you. Question for you, Ryan. What is the preferred timeline for us to change our name to Ethos from legacy other names?
Yeah, absolutely. So just to clarify, we're known as Ethos. That is our family of 145 hospitals. We don't have any intention of changing local branding. We understand that the local hospital names are really important to the communities that they're serving, to the referring vets, to the clients that have trusted that name. So we just want to make that perfectly clear. In terms of using the name Ethos to refer to our family of hospitals, I'd say immediately. I think there's some information available on GoFetch where you can, for the support center folks, for email signatures and logo, access to logo for slides and presentations and things like that. That's all available. So hopefully that answers kind of both sides to that question.
Awesome. I'm going to stick with you, Ryan. What are the plans with the office that we currently have in California?
So the El Segundo location is not going to be used anymore. The timing is TBD. It's probably later this year is when we're going to be not using that location anymore. It's a huge expense, bottom line, and I know it's for the folks that have seen it, it is a beautiful location, and we hope to be able to take a lot of those things that are on the wall, some of the veterinary relics and things that are there, which are pretty cool, and repurpose those. But we're still in the very early stages of established planning for Austin, but it's going to be most likely later this year.
Awesome, thank you. I have a question for myself that I'm going to answer. And the question is, do we have access to these resources and the video and this deck? The answer is yes. We will be sending out a recap email with all of this awesome content. A question for you, Stacy. How can we apply to the director of nursing role, and how does this affect the VND?
Great question. Michelle Samar is the recruiter that's helping with the director of nursing role. So I'll put her email in the chat in a minute. Or you can just email me directly if you have a candidate or you yourself want to apply. And then for the second question, the VND was part of a shared resource within Ethos and Legacy NBA. So as a part of the restructure, the VND also had to go through a transformation to make sure that we were providing those resources that were necessary to both teams. for us, it's really important that we continue to provide all of the resources that the VND had previously provided to our hospitals, and many of the members of the VND have joined our clinical L&D team to work through that. So there should be some announcements coming in the next couple of weeks to show how you can, achieve or attain those resources that we are planning to provide. We're really excited about it and feel really confident that this will result in really exciting learning and growth opportunities for everybody moving forward.
Awesome. Thank you. Question for you, Brandon. What's going on with our email addresses? Are we all going to have a consistent email domain?
So hospitals will continue to have their hospital-specific domain name, but everyone will get an NVA account. And I should say an Ethos account. So those that have NVA email addresses now will get at Ethos Vet addresses later this year. We're working out the exact timing of that, but it will be in 2023.
Awesome. Thank you. I'm not sure who this should go to, so I'm going to ask it, and then somebody can just chime in. How will inventory management change from a local perspective?
I can jump in here. So good question. The answer is we don't know just yet. So for now, nothing's changing, but this is an area where we think there's a lot to learn across the legacy platforms that have all to come together with Ethos. So working very closely with Tim, Giselle, and Regina, who come from the legacy Sage and Ethos organizations respectively, to learn more about the support that they're providing to our hospital teams from an inventory management perspective, and think there's a ton of opportunity there. Similar to Caitlin's comment, we do believe that a consistent approach is going to be most impactful for the organization, but more work to do there.
Awesome. Thanks, Tyler.
Yep.
Another one for you, Brandon. I think this will be our final, and then Ryan will turn it to you to close. As we all know, techs and assistants remain scarce and recruitment continues to be a challenge. How are we going to be addressing recruitment moving forward?
So there's some great programs that we're putting together, especially related to campus recruiting that I mentioned earlier. So we're sharing a draft of that proposal with the leadership team actually later today, and we're hoping we can deploy it out to the recruiting team and hospitals soon thereafter, where we'll look to get more doctor involvement. We've already started tapping into SAB, MDAC, and the field medical operations team to help with doctor conversion. But there's also some exciting resources we'll be able to bring with tech recruiting as well. So more to come. Oh, and sorry, one other thing. I think for the technician and assistant side, there's some great resources that we'll have with VetBloom and the clinical L&D team to also develop our own talent in-house, which will provide great career pathing for our employees and team members.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for everybody asking those questions. There were several we did not get to, but we will make sure to get to them and include those in our follow-up. Ryan, back to you.
Yeah, just in closing, just want to say thank you. Thank you to my team for spending time and talking very fast and thoroughly. We had a very tight timeline for a lot of information to get out. Hopefully everyone on the call caught it. Thanks for tuning in. We had over 450 people. I think we peaked. I was kind of watching the numbers. Excited to see everybody's interest in who we are, where we're going. This is the start of the conversation. As I said before, we want to be super transparent. We want to be open. We want to get you information early and often. We have another town hall coming up. Please email that address. Tell us what more you want to hear about. Certainly those questions that didn't get answered will serve as the basis for some of the messaging that will be given in written format, as well as in the upcoming town hall. So appreciate your interest. Thanks everyone. And thanks to Justin and Christy for all your, and Dana for all your help in kind of putting this together. And just want to say, everybody, enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.